G'day viewers, it's time for a bit of a look at Frankfurt Fulda to see what there is. So we're going to start with the rail journeys. And there's two journeys here. One is for the Flix Train DLC, so you'll only see this with Deluxe or Special Edition, or if you've bought the Flix Train DLC individually. And on the case, so let's look at the Flix first. It's got 3 chapters, and there's Fix My Sleeves, which is the introduction to the Vectron. Its Vectron is a little bit different, so it's worth doing the tutorial and have a look at my video where I take you through the safety systems. Then there's one with 2 scenarios and 2 services. Then there's Green with Envy, where there's 2 scenarios, and 3 services. So it's a bit of a shorty, but there's not that many services for the Flix Train, so that's probably why. Then there's On the Case, which is the main journey for Frankfurt Fulda. There's Peachy, which is the iced tea introduction. Peachy, that's very sad, and an LZB introduction. I think I actually incorrectly said in at least one of the tutorials that the route doesn't have LZB, but it kind of does in a few places, so, okay. There's 3 services in this one and 2 scenarios in this chapter. Then there's S-Bahn Learner with the 423 introduction. And yes, it's the Munich one. People Mover, which has got half a dozen services. Yeah, they're all pretty short ones, so you get through those pretty quick. Remote Work, which is the 114 and the Dosto introduction. Regio Rider, which is a scenario and a bunch of services. A couple of little shorties and some longer ones. And Teaching Tracks, which is the introduction to the 146. Tracks Teamwork, 1 scenario, and what about 8 or 9 services? It's quite a few hours in that one. It's quite long. Freight Initiate, introduction to the Freight Vectron, the DB Red. Vectron Venture, we've got 2 scenarios and 6 services. Yeah, 6 services. Mixture of longer ones and shorter ones there. Alright, let's go look at the route itself. So Frankfurt Fulda, practically everything layers into it, but the trains that come with it in Standard Edition, you get the Iced Tea, the 114, the 423, the 766.2 dB PBZFADB alphabet cab car. What else do you get in there? The 146 comes with it. That's it, I think. Everything else is layering into it from there. Now, if you've got Deluxe Edition or you've bought the Flix Train DLC separately or Special Edition, you'll also have the Vectron as part of your collection there. So, services-wise, if we have a look at the 114, there is, whoops, I should have seen the counts on the previous screen, apparently 489, but I guess that's 489 across all the games actually, because there's not that many on Frankfurt Fulda. There's a lot, but there's not that many, and there's a range of short ones, medium ones about half hour each, and quite a lot that are an hour, hour and a half, so there's plenty of variation there, and there's quite a lot of them. Then if we look at the Iced Tea, the BR411DB, 31 services here. So there's a fair selection, and there's ones around 20 minutes and ones around an hour. So short runs and long runs. Pleased to say the PIS has been updated. Now we've got the 423 which comes with it. And there's quite a bunch of services for the 423, but they're all fairly short because you're actually playing this thing coming from off route. You pick it up in a yard and then you drive it through to a station, or vice versa, and that's it. So they're all very short and they're only just on the route. What else is in here? There is the Dosto, Frankfurt Fulda Dosto. So there's a fair few services here. They range from a lot of very short ones, which are just barely on the route, and depot moves through to quite a lot around the hour and a half mark. So there's quite a bit of gameplay here with the Dostos. There is a lot of short ones, which will help you build up your mastery, should it be the kind of thing you like to do. You know, if you have to do 6 timetable things, you just do 6 1-minute ones, and it's fine. but there's plenty there. There's quite a bit of variety. And have a look at the Flix train. Remember, this is only deluxe or special, or if you've bought it yourself. So there's 6 services for the Flix train. Then there's the DB Red Vectron, of which there are quite a few. So ranging from 17 minutes up to an hour. Looks like the majority of them. No, it's probably a mix. Probably about half and half, a long and short. So there's a bit of variety here. There's plenty of freight, manifest trains, intermodals. I'm just looking to see if there's any passenger on it. It doesn't look... Whoops, what was that one? Car train? Doesn't look like there's any passenger with the DB Red. So it looks like it's only freight in the route, which is cool. And there's half hour to an hour. It's quite a good variety there. And what else did we need to look at? What haven't I covered? There's, the 146. Frankfurt Fulda 146. So this is the other end of the, or one of the other end of the Dostos. There's this and the 114. So this is this Dosto run. So pretty much the same variety as the others, except it goes back the other way. And there's also the 114. Where are you hiding? Already shown you? Don't think so. Oh, I did. Sorry, it's up there. Yeah, that one's fine. That's the other end of the Dostos as well. And the others are all just layers, so we will not bother with those for the moment. How many G6 shunter things are there in here? Oh, look at that. There's 4. So, you know, there's a bit of layering. We should have a look at layers, I suppose. And these will probably, well, pick any one of them. Doesn't matter. It's the same 4 as the G6. The OBB. What do we got? So these are running... freight trains, mostly, looks like. And quite possibly the same ones as the Vectron. Not sure whether they're individual services or not, because they're just suspiciously similar length. But anyway, there's heaps of them, so plenty to play. 187, the engine we love to hate. Intermodal trains, so they're from Fulda to Fleeden. They're all through there. A few other bits and pieces, so a bit of variety there as well. People ask about the 101. I've seen people ask about the 101 Expert. So this is the Hopstreck Rhine Ruhr one. Hanau, Fulda, Frankfurt. Yeah, there's quite a few services in there. Let me just quickly check Steam rudely just to make sure I've actually got the Expert installed. I think I do. Yeah, I do. So it's actually not layering into this route, which is interesting, unless it substitutes for standard 101, which would be possible, but it hasn't got a formal layer. Let's look at the 103. What do you do? You've got 2 services. Little shorties, little passenger services from Frankfurt to Hanau. About the 642, the diesel multiple unit. Oh, you've got a few. Yeah, a bit of variety there, mostly half hour or so. And the 401, the ICE 1. Yeah, a lot of 1 hour services. These are end to end, so they're not tilty, so they'll be a bit shorter than or a bit slower than the tilty ones, I should say. That about covers those, I think. Let's have a look at scenarios now. Training modules, I suppose. Route introduction and an LZB introduction. And scenarios. So some of these are Flix Train, and some of these are from the default package. So if you don't have the Flix Train DLC, you will not have any of the green ones. So Hanau Heartraiser, issues north of Hanau, means trains are being diverted back. Run around your formation before heading back to Frankfurt. Delays expected. Poor weather earlier in the day has caused services to bunch up. Drive this Flix Train service and get ready to join the queue. So that'll be a good one for PZB, because there'll be a lot of yellow and red signals, my bet. Right place, right time. A DB Vectron has been found with a fault up ahead and needs your help. So the green Flixie is going to rescue the red DB. That should be interesting. Check a train. Check over this formation before delivering it to service. Well, set up, I guess. Cold start, maybe. Test train. Drive this test service ahead of the Vectron being brought into passenger services. So that's for the DB Red. Pull. A loco has failed and its formation needs pulling into service. Take a loco from the sidings and finish the service. So it looks like we're doing a replacement. Frankfurt Ferry. Run a special shuttle service between Frankfurt Hochbahnhof and Offenbach Hochbahnhof for the food festival. Mind the Gap. Drive this service to Fulda, helping a stranded ICE train on the way. ICE into the night. Finish up one of the last services of the evening before parking your train into Frankfurt. Cheesed to meet you. Finish off this delivery of handcuffs before heading back into Hanau in a passenger train. So it looks like it's potentially a freight and then a passenger train. That's kind of interesting. Different mix. What we should do now is have a look at the collectibles, I guess. So let's just jump in on foot and let's go to Offenbach. I'll go a bit earlier in the day because I like the lighting earlier in the day. And let's go dynamic weather. Sorry, custom weather, light clouds. And we'll just have a look at the collectibles. Then we can have a look around the main stations. We'll go and have a look at Frankfurt for a start. But it's a massive station. Could be a little bit of a performance challenge on some of the older consoles. Oh, we're in the dark. That's okay. What's that over there? What's that I see? It's a broken chamber pot. Oh, look at that. We fixed it. And it's... Yes, it's definitely a chamber pot, isn't it? Don't drink the yellow snow, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, theys and thems, whatever you are, you're all welcome. Is this a route map? It is a route map. Gee, it's a little hard to read in the dark, isn't it? Oh, isn't that train convenient? Thank you, train. I couldn't have timed that better if I'd tried. Some lovely new graffiti around the place. On the hunt for something else which I'm sure I've seen on this platform, which is why I picked Offenbach. There it is. This is what we want. It's time for a bit of sausage. There we go. We've got a nice bratwurst and some potato and vegetables by the looks of it. Nom nom nom. Gotta leave it rest. You can't have any pudding if you don't eat it all. There's one last thing. I'm just trying to remember what it was. It is... Oh, yes. Yes. First aid kits. And there's one over on the other platform, so we'll just race down here. Whee! Oh, there's another sausage. Sausage. And we'll race up here, because, whoops, there's one there. Whoop! First aid kit. Right, that's it for the collectibles, so let's just fast travel down to Frankfurt now. Is there a fast travel point? There is, I think. Yep, there is. It's up there. Well, is that in a playable area? Oh, I guess we'll know. If we get stuck, we'll know. Yeah, it appears to be, so... A lot of assets for Frankfurt. Oh, we can come in here. That's cool. Train magazines. Why, of course. What else would the bookshop be full of but train magazines? They've cleared out everything else, clearly. And they only stock train mags. And... Track and Rail chocolates. The Roasty. Dovetail chocolates. Quackers crackers. And Level Up, Level Down. And Posh chocolate. Fantastic. That'd be a good brand, wouldn't it? Posh chocolate. Do the elevators work? Well, that's disappointing. No. Route map. That's a whopper. And it's the whole regional service, so it's not just our route, it's everything. Alrighty. So, Frankfurt certainly is a huge effort in the game. I don't know if you can go down here. Let's find out. No, it's locked off. Future DLC, perhaps. A little vending machine sitting over here in the dark. Don't know how dark this place is in reality at this time of day. But it's It's a little bit of a dim feeling, but it looks okay. We assume it's winter or something. A few trains. Ah, look at the Gretas Thunberging into the air there. Excellent. We do have a branded ticket machine, which is quite cool. The structure itself is quite amazing. So it's a very bespoke asset built for this route. There's one of the 642 layers over there. The 642 doesn't come with the route. You need the layers. That's how the PIS looks. That one's going to Dieburg. Dieburg, die! Oh, we can't go down into the subway. That's sad. So he mustn't be due out for a while. When's he going? 7:18. Yeah, a little while. Nick Einsteigen. Fair enough. Alright, well that's Frankfurt. Why don't we have a look at maybe the other end of the route. So there's a big station in the middle. So let's jump in here to Hanau, which has got fairly large yards as well for freight activity. A good mixture of freight and passenger on the route. We've got all of the... just which way around am I? That way? I'm facing there, so I probably want to look back behind me for the freight. So if we spin around this way, run up here, there is a fairly significant yard. Of course, I'm showing it off in the dark because I'm, you know, I'm pretty clever. Don't you wish you could fly sometimes? Good, wouldn't it? Ooh. Properly stocked vending machines with extra salty chips. Sand and snow. What are you, NPCs pushing me out of the way? That's cool. And drinks. In fact, you know, cans of Dovetail. Ah! Got a big can of Dovetail right here. There you go. There is a fairly extensive freight terminal surrounding the station. The signalling is of the semaphore Christmas tree variety, which I have no idea how to read, so I'm totally dependent on the HUD with these. And it's just a tad difficult to see the freight yard up there, but no, we can walk there. It's alright. There was an invisible wall on that side of the platform, but not this side. Dunk. Let me just make sure we are going in the right direction. Are we? Oh no, I've gone the wrong way. I've gone the wrong way. Should have gone that way where all the turntables and stuff are. But that's okay. It's all right. There's an ICE going in over there. Look like an ICE1 actually. Layering in. Scenario marker. Right place, right time. New bag. We are seeing new character actions with some of the people. People talk on their phones and they sit on things. Do stuff. See lots of red signals over there, so there's a shunter sitting over there. I can see a 363 over on the right hand side over there. Sitting in the dark by itself, all lonely. Now we're going in the right direction this time, but how far is it to turntables and stuff? There is another train coming in, so we're just going to jump off the tracks here. We're going to run over through the freight yard, because I saw a train coming in over here. There it is. Don't really want to get run over by a train, but, you know. I wish there was a fast travel point up to here. That would be really handy. Wouldn't it? These turntables better be worth it. I hear much humming. mini red signals, which is what you'd expect when the dispatcher's not expecting you to do movement at all. Nearly there. Nearly there. I'm heading in the right direction, more or less. Get off the tracks, though. Should have taken the train, shouldn't I? Thinking that's what we're starting to see up here is a roundhouse. Could be dreaming, though. There's quite a bit of industry on the route. It's relatively well populated, and it's not just end to end, because lots of little side routes are available for some kinds of traffic. Yeah, here's the first roundhouse here. Run across the turntable. Is the turntable usable? Yeah, it looks like it. Probably have to go in there and turn it on, don't I? It's been a while since I've run a turntable. There we go. Yeah, it works. And where's the other one? Even bigger. It's over there, apparently. There it is. Look at that. Got 2 turntables. I assume this one works as well. Not many locomotives sitting here, so it'd be cool to see a bunch of locos sitting around on the turntable. Alright, so we raced all the way up here. Let's go up to the other end of the route now. And have a look at the fast travel point in the last station. There is. Is there a fast travel point in the freight yard? Yes. Alright, let's jump into the freight yard. At Fulda. And then we'll go have a look at Fulda station. So the sun's starting to come up. I have not run this route in this build before, so it's a bit Yankee, like it usually is. I haven't done my AI trick yet. If you don't know of my AI trick, I hop into an AI train that's going to run the full length of the route. And we could uncouple these, that'd be fun. That looks like a new... Is that a new wagon? New colour, maybe. But I hop into an AI train and run the full length, and I just spend the whole time on the 2 camera, which means you need a train with a second person seat so you can sit down, so you can get access to the cameras. Or a passenger train, that works too. Anyway, that's the freight yard, so let's have a look at Fulda, which is the station itself, which you might remember from Kassel-Wurzburg. It's the station in the middle. And everybody went, hey, why don't you go to Frankfurt? Now it does. There's an ICE nicking off there. Got some more freight sitting over here waiting its turn to go somewhere. Yeah, so Fulda station looks pretty much like it did in Kassel-Wurzburg, I guess. So there you go. There's a ton of bespoke assets for the route. There was one other station I particularly wanted to look at. Is it that one? I'm not sure. Newhoff? Well, let's go down there. There's a train going through anyway. Let's go look at it. Oh, there it is. It's over there. It's a train of sausages. It's very apt for Germany. Was it this station I wanted to look at? I think it was, because it's passenger in a bit of a freight yard. First aid kit. Level 363. Bit dark at the ticket machine here. Oh, here's one of the new people who's looking at his phone. Let's just look over his shoulder and see what he's doing. He's looking up Train Sim World 4. Sorry, mate. You're a version out there. You need to look at 5. I can see why they didn't put it in, though. Route map? Route map. Lots of new graffiti over there. Don't know where this goes. Have a look. Looks like this could do with some light baking. It's dark. Richtung Fulda. It is worth coming over here because there is loads of new graffiti around the place. Have our traditional bicycles, several colours this time, and some that are leaned in different ways, which is nice. Allow people coming in, they're just walking through the garden. Look at that. How rude are these people just wandering through the garden like that? Oh well. That's okay. Time for a graffiti inspection. Haha, indeed. I guess one says art does, needs an F on it. So there's a lot of new graffiti for all of the routes. Fresh stuff. Right, so the night lighting isn't too bad. Can't sit on the chairs. But, yeah, so Frankfurt Fulda, early in the morning. There you go. That's about all I wanted to show on this route, I think. So we've gone through the collectibles, the services, the scenarios, and the journeys. So that's, yeah, that's probably it. We looked at trains. Each of the trains has its own tutorial, so you can go and look at those. And I'll be live streaming a lot, of course, as always. So enjoy yourselves as the sun comes up here at Hanau. And we're at Hanau? We're at Neuhof. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Enjoy yourselves, and if you've got any questions, chuck them down below, and we'll see what I can do to help you out. And as always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, that sort of thing. It's very exciting. Alrighty, see you later. Bye.
We played a game.